Let's start what could be a really interesting reading vlog. Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is going to be the start of a reading vlog of sorts. If I'm being honest with you, I haven't really read a bunch, or I feel like I haven't read a bunch in the month of February and March. Just life stuff has been happening. But we finally moved into the house, we're in the new kitchen now. Hopefully in this vlog, I'll do a bit of a tour of the house. If that's something that you're interested in, watch out for that. But I'm not sure how much reading is going to happen. But I'm going to vlog for a week because I miss vlogging, and we'll just see what the outcome is. In terms of reading, I am currently reading 3 different things. It is April 22nd at the time of filming, so we'll see what I actually get finished. I don't have high hopes for one of these, but 2 of them I should at least get done before the end of the month. So maybe we'll just go until the end of the month and see what happens. So I will also go a little bit more in depth about what's happening in my life at the moment. If anyone's interested in like a personal update, because there's been some medical stuff that's been happening, which has really taken precedent over reading and writing. I've written relatively little this entire month, and there are reasons for that. So we'll probably do a sit down at some point and have a chat about that. But for now, let's do a reading update after I stir my oats. Sorry for the oat interruption, everyone. So the first thing that I will talk about is Reaper's Gale. So I'm currently reading book 7 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. I'm very close to halfway. I should hopefully get halfway today. I've got plans to read about 100 pages, which will put me at that halfway mark. I would love to finish this before the end of April because I've got a pretty stacked May plan coming up in terms of sort of review copies and arc reads and sequels that I want to get done. But I just don't know if it's going to happen. Malazan tends to happen in chunks for me, so there will be days where I'll read 2 chapters, and that'll be 100 to 150 pages, and days when my brain just cannot with it. So I'm trying to do Malazan as organically as I can so that my brain will remember as much information about the series as it can. I will say that Reaper's Gale has been the hardest one for me to read so far. Not that I don't know the characters or understand where we're going. It's just very long, very lengthy descriptions, and I'm not enjoying the philosophical meandering as much in this particular book. So if you've read the series, let me know your thoughts, because book 7 is definitely not my favorite. The next thing that I am in the middle of is Cruel Works of Nature. This is by Gemma Amor, and this is a series of short stories, so short horror novellas. And I've read 4 out of 11 in here. I'm sort of doing these before bed because they're short and I can finish one to tick off a completionist tick in my head somewhere, because I just was feeling quite underwhelmed at my reading experience for the month because I was reading Malazan for the majority of it, and I just wasn't getting anywhere with it because reading some days has not been a thing. So I picked up some short story collections. So this is my second short story collection for the month of April, and I'm really enjoying it. So I am very interested in reading the next short story collection that has come out from this author. And I also read The Trees Grew Because I Bled There by Eric LaRocca, and I binged those short stories. Eric LaRocca is such a fantastic horror author, in my opinion, and really just gets into your soul and under your skin. But that is not what I'm currently reading. Something I would like to start today is The Divine Comedy. This is by Dante Alighieri. Either way, I probably pronounced that wrong. So I'm doing this as a buddy read over on the Discord. We're doing book 1, Inferno, for the month of April, and I've got 8 days to get that done. It's only about 128 pages, I believe, or maybe 150 pages, 180 in this particular book. It is a poem. I'm going to be doing this very, very slowly. It's a bucket list book for me. I'm going to be annotating this book and also taking notes and quotes that I really enjoy, but it will be something that I do relatively slowly, and I'm fairly confident that I'll get these 2 finished before the month ends, but I'm not so sure about Reaper's Gale because I'm just sort of fitting it in where I have decent chunks of time and I can sit and read for a good hour. But that's what I'm reading. On audio, I'm doing Rascal Plains by Phil Tucker. This is the follow-up to Bastion. I think this is the Great Souls, or the Immortal Great Souls series, is a series name. Really enjoying it. It's actually a nice little break from some of the heavier reads that I've got going on at the moment, but I also don't know if that's going to be finished in May. I'm not putting any pressure on that one, but we'll see where we go. That's the reading update. I will catch you after I've had breakfast and probably another day, to be completely honest, with life things. All right, see you in the next clip. Hello, team. I'm pretty sure our delivery driver is sick of this house right now because we've had stuff delivered like every day since we moved in, and it's been about 3 weeks. So he's gone from like knocking at the door every time to just leaving it, ringing the doorbell, and legging it. But we have some book mail. This one has come a lot quicker than I thought it would. This is from Tatiana Obe. I forked out the shipping cost to get the signed edition of Sister Samurai. So as soon as I saw Tatiana's name on there, I was super excited to open it up. And I was like, hey, I'm vlogging right now. So why don't we show everyone what I have? So the packaging is lovely. I'm not showing the other side of it because that has my address on it. And I also got another book today, but I have no idea what that is. I've ordered and backed many a Kickstarter, so potentially one of those, or just something that I've ordered since being here. So, okay. Inner packaging, delightful. Making sure this book is very safe across the oceans. Also, shipping to Australia is just insane. It is so pretty. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of goodies on the inside here. We've got some stickers. We've got Sister Samurai, amazing. Bookmark. Go into the books, and then I have the playlist. So this book is really cool. It has a whole playlist. You can scan this code and it goes to Spotify, and I have a handwritten note on the back here. So it says, I screamed when your order came in. This is the first international purchase through my website, and I could hardly believe it. I can hardly believe that I've got a signed edition, Tatiana. So this is the book. It is beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite covers in existence, and the naked hardback has the same on it. It's just such stunning artwork, and I really loved this novella. I have been a novella snob in the past, and you know, this book has definitely taken me out of that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sister Samurai is in the house, and that's amazing. Thank you, Tatiana, for going to the post office and sending that all the way to Australia. Now, this second one, I have no idea what it is. It says Amazon UK, but that could mean a number of things. Oh, okay. So this, I believe, is book 3 of the Bone Shard, whatever the series is called, the Bone Shard War. So I have book 2, I think this is book 3, I have book 2 on order, and I have book 1 down here. So the series I'm looking to read in 2025. What is book 2 called? The Bone Shard Emperor is still on its way, but that is book 3. So yes, books, very exciting. Like, made my day. Look at it. So cool. I have some more book mail, and it came just a day after other book mail. I do not know what this is, but I have backed quite a few Kickstarters like last year, and they're starting to come in, so maybe that's what it is. I've opened it, but I've not opened it, if you know what I mean, just so ease of access, one hand. The rubbish from yesterday's book haul hasn't even left yet, but let us see what this is. And this is a thicker book than I thought it was going to be. So, I have the Kickstarter from J.D.O. Rosell, The Hidden Guardian. This is book 3 in the Ranger of the Titan Walls. I still haven't read book 2, but now I have book 3, and it is beautiful. So, that is going to look lovely on the rearranged shelves that I've rearranged 400 times already. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, the 25th of April. It's Anzac Day here in Australia. I'm going into work. I'm actually going into the office today. Nice and quiet on public holidays. I don't get public holidays off normally unless I specifically request them. Quick reading update before I go to work is I've started the Divine Comedy. by Dante Alighieri. So this is Inferno, book one, which is that one there. I'm only 7 chapters into this. They're all relatively short chapters, but it is a poem, so it feels quite dense when you're reading it. I'm reading this super slowly. I'm annotating it. Um, Ariana's paws on the hardwood floors are obnoxiously loud, so I apologize if we're picking up on any of that. So, this first book in the Divine Comedy, I believe, is Dante's journey through hell. Now, we are up to chapter 8, and I'm pretty sure we're at the 4th level, so I'm not really sure what happens after we go through all of those, whether it's sort of some of that philosophical pandering, whatever. I'm not really sure, but what I will say is that I'm enjoying this a lot more than I was when I tried to read it as a kid. We are following, from what I gather, we are following Dante's journey through hell. He's being led by Ville, who is a poet, who is the, I guess, the narrator. Or there's 2 narrators in it. Like I said, I'm not understanding everything. It's very sort of like Christianity heavy. Through the levels of hell, we have the different 7 deadly sins. We are seeing different people from Italy and other walks of life in these circles of hell, and Dante sort of questioning, why are they here, particularly the level where they talk about love and why are people here when, love is such a pure thing. Now, I think the poem goes on to sort of justify some of Dante's actions. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but, we're reading it. It's been a bucket list book for a long time for me, so I'm just going to keep going on that slowly. I've not read any more Gemma Amor, the short story collection. I probably will today at work. I tend to take the short story collections or smaller books to work because Malazan is a beast to carry around everywhere. So, and I have read another 100 pages of Malazan, and that's all going quite well. I'm paying more attention to Malazan now, which tends to happen in the second half of the book. Things start to click for me. What I will say is between the Bone Hunters and Reaper's Gale, I know more of the characters. I'm feeling more grounded in that world as we are making discoveries and like the big power plays are starting to happen. We're trying to hunt for Scamandri. I'm going to pronounce that incorrectly. Soul with one of the groups, and that's a bit of fun to follow along with. I will also say Reaper's Gale has been the slowest book for me personally, and it's probably the one that I have enjoyed the least out of everything. But another bucket list book for me since I was a kid was Toll the Hounds. I really love that cover, so I'm looking forward to getting to that one in a couple of months' time. I'm not going to rush the rest of Malazan. I'd love for it to be done in the month of April, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. So, hello team, it is Friday the 26th and we are back in the kitchen. I'm about to make some breakfast before I go off to work, so I thought I would do a quick update here. Not a reading update, but a health update. So a lot of you know that in April, so my April TBR had a bit of a health update where I said I was taking a break from YouTube for about a month. So for the month of April, I was only going to put a couple of videos out. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One was definitely my mental health. I wasn't in a great state, and I don't want to bring anyone along that journey with me if I can avoid it, because my own particular brand of mental health bullshit is rather bleak, and it sits firmly in a place where a lot of people just don't want to be, and I respect that. I try to lick my wounds in private, for lack of a better term, is how I generally deal with things. Us introverts can really sort of just need that step back to be able to process, and that's very much what was happening for me. The other thing is healthcare here for my transgender health has been a little bit frustrating to come by. It's not that the doctor that I'm seeing isn't giving me my shots, but there is now a conversation of I may not be able to get new scripts until I see a specialist here. He doesn't know any specialists, so trying to find that, but also then contacting my doctor in Brisbane to say that that's not a thing and that I can just get it here. And they're sort of battling it out between each other whilst I'm still trying to get testosterone shots and scripts and things like that. So that's been a little bit frustrating. And the final thing, and the thing that's taking up a lot of my brain space, is I've recently been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. So I've had kidney problems for a few years now. I had kidney problems initially when I was a infant, so from being born to about 2 years of age, I had consistent issues with them, and then it sort of went away, and now it's coming back up again. About 4 years ago, I had a urine test for something, and they thought, oh, there's a few cells in there, let's get a blood test, and my kidneys weren't functioning at 100%. Now, a lot of people, their kidneys won't function at 100%, but it will be somewhere between the 80 to 100% range. 1 in 10 people do get chronic kidney disease, though. So it has been disintegrating over the last 4 years, but it seems to have ramped up over the last two. And the doctor, when I saw him, because I asked if I could just get a test offhand, said, "Oh yeah, you're in stage 2." So I did the thing that people do, and I Google Indeed, which was not the thing to do. Go and see a specialist, which I have now done for stage 2, and it turns out I'm very close to stage 3 chronic kidney disease, which means that my lifestyle needs to change. So a lot of that is just to do with diet. So I exercise enough for what I need in that space, but I do need to basically eliminate all excess sodium. So for anyone who's interested on my particular diet, I need to be having less than about a teaspoon of salt per day, which is about 1500 milligrams, which is, well, that's under a teaspoon, which is what I'm aiming for. So a lot of the last couple of weeks has been learning about food and nutrition and what I can eat, and that's where my energy has really gone into. It's actually been quite enjoyable, and I think it's really important to make sure you take those silver linings where you can, because this diagnosis was scary. It's certainly not the worst diagnosis someone can get on the planet. There are ways that I can try and help my kidneys along the process. The thing with a kidney disease is that it is sort of inevitable. The kidneys will continue to go through the stages. So there are 5 stages of CKD. And regardless of what I do, those kidneys will eventually disintegrate to the point where I may need dialysis or a transplant. That being said, you can help your kidneys along the way. So by doing these diet and lifestyle changes and interventions, so switching from animal proteins to plant proteins, for example, are much easier for the kidney to filter through. Animal proteins have bigger molecules. So if you think of your kidney as a sieve, it's harder for those proteins to go through, and switching out for vegetarian and vegan foods is a way to be kinder to that organ. So there are things that I can do that will help my filtration system, which will hopefully give me a longer span of time in the particular stages. So for anyone who cares, I'm at 63% function, which is just in stage 2. I think under 63 is where my nutritionist says we're looking at stage 3. So that will happen over the next couple of months, very likely. And the aim is to keep myself in stage 3 for as long as possible. It may be 60%, but that's where we're headed. So that's what's been happening over the last little bit. You'll probably see a lot of food in this vlog, and the reason is I'm in the learning stages right now, and if this vlog goes for a week to 10 days, that is where my energy is focused. So it's probably going to be a whole bunch of b-roll footage and some that you've already seen. So I'm going to go and make some breakfast. The next update should be a reading update or book mail update. It seems to be coming in droves at the moment because I've had everything readdressed to this house, but I will catch you in the next clip. Bye. Hello everyone, it is Sunday the 28th. I've not done a whole lot of reading in this vlog, just not where my focus has been for the last little bit, but I do have somewhat of an update. I read about 120 pages of Cruel Works of Nature by Gemma Amor yesterday, and I read 4 of the short stories. There are 11 novelettes or novellas in this one, and I really quite liked the last 2 that I read here. They were pretty creepy. One was very spider heavy, so if you're not a fan of spiders, maybe be pre-warned if you're going to go and read this collection. I'm really enjoying short stories at the moment. My brain is handling them much better right now. I'm hoping to read a bit of Malazan tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to finish that one before the end of the month. I know that now. I should finish this one, and I will hopefully finish Dante's Inferno as well. I probably won't finish Rascal Plains either. I haven't been doing a whole lot of listening to audio either. Music has been capturing my attention through the brain fog. It's helping me just focus more. So I'm about to cook some lunch. Ari's going to sniff and join us in the kitchen where she shouldn't be. And then I think Rachel and I are going to have a nap. We went to a 60th birthday last night, which was kind of wild. I don't know who believes in this stuff, but we were talking to a medium or psychic, and she was talking to me about my grandmother, which she's never met and I've never talked to her about. And she knew some very intimate details of her life without me bringing it up. So it was very odd. And I don't know how much I believe in that stuff, but also how would someone know that without, like, I've met her once before, very briefly. Anyway, it was weird. And we got home at like 11, so it's been a long day. Our lives are just about this whole kidney thing at the moment, so we just went and spent way too long and too much money in a grocery store, but we're learning, and hopefully that will only take a few weeks. But that was a mini update from me. Hopefully I've got more of an update for you in the future, but I'm going to go and cook again. This vlog is just a cooking vlog at this point, and it's not a very good one either, so there's that, but I'll catch you in the next update. Hello everyone, it is 4:30 p.m. on Sunday the 28th. I've just woken up from a nap because Sunday naps just hit different, and I'm now middle-aged, so if I go out on a Saturday night, the next day I need a nap. It's pretty much a thing that just happens. I have been invited to Elliot Brooks's channel, World Hoppers. I think it's going up on World Hoppers, to chat about some indie books, which is happening tomorrow. So the recording is happening tomorrow. So now I need to get my butt into gear to be ready to recommend all the indie books. And now that I am home, like I do a lot of my reading on ebook and also on audio, so I can't like hold up everything to the camera, but because I am now like in a home, I've got all my books with me. I should have a fair chunk of books so I can actually hold up and show people to the camera, which will be pretty exciting. It's definitely, I think I was on the World Hoppers channel about 2 years ago. I think I was there for a Pride Month. Maybe I was with Roger for the Pride Month and I was doing something else. I'm not sure how many times I've been on there. It's either once or twice. It's been a while. Anyway, but this time I have many more indie books to showcase, and I'm really excited about some of the questions that are going to be asked tomorrow, so I need to do some prep work. So that's what I'm going to do now, hopefully for the next, I don't know, however long. I'm going to be chucking my headphones on, listening to some music, and getting some prep done. So this is what that looks like, or a snippet of that looks like, I guess. We've been interrupted, this productivity sprint, because it's now dinner time. And I have to go and feed Miss. I spent way too long working on this World Hoppers thing. That noise is the desk going into standing position last night. So I probably spent a good 3 or 4 hours looking at all of my books. All the indie books that I took out to talk about, that is what these books are covering up here. It's like a whole shelf. I will turn this around and show you in a second. I have about an hour to get coffee, have breakfast, and cull this list down because the World Hoppers episodes go for about an hour. I have 6 pages of notes, which is insane. So I'm going to go and do that. Do you reckon I'll get through them all in an hour? There's so many there. Oh, look. In the very expensive chair that apparently belongs to you. Right, I think we've culled it. This is it culled. Wish me luck. Alright, World Hoppers video went really well. That was so much fun. Huge thank you to Elle for having me on, and also Taylor from Made Between the Pages, who came and joined us on that endeavor. There's still books everywhere. I need to go put them back and make this shelf pretty again. For the rest of the day, I am hoping to finish a book. I don't care what it is. I just need to finish a book for the day is the main goal, and also get tomorrow's video edited and uploaded. So I will check in with you once I have finished a book. All right, bye. I'm doing my first like slow cooked vegan stew, and I'm looking at the ingredients and I don't know what it's going to turn out like, but none of these recipes have really led me astray so far, so let's get cooking. It's a black bean and pumpkin stew. Okay, I finally finished a book, Snaps for Kris. I'll update everyone on that later. Now I'm going to start reading the Divine Comedy. I am not very far through. I'm trying to annotate this one and make sense of it. So I'm at page 45, it's 180 pages in this first poem, and Rach and I were colouring last night while watching Charmed because we're adults and our brains were very full, so we're like, you know what, let's whip out the mindfulness situation and watch Charmed. Anyway, I'm going to read this for a bit and see where we get to. I'm aiming for page 100 today. I've got about an hour to read before I call my parents. Hello, everyone. It is Monday evening. It feels like evening. It feels like the days are getting shorter. I suppose it's just winter for you. But I feel like Perth, the days are just short. Maybe it's just because the sun doesn't come up super early like I was used to in Queensland. But I finished a book. I finished Cruel Works of Nature by Gemma Amor. I finished the last two short stories today, and they're both really good. I've not read this author before, but I've ordered an anthology that she's been a part of to come to the house at some point. I'm interested in her next short story collection. This wasn't my favorite short story collection I've ever read, but it did pick up, like my interest picked up in the last few. I think because they're a bit more weighty in terms of how many words they had and just letting those stories develop. But overall, I had a good time with most of the stories. I think I'm just spoiled from Eric LaRocque's writing, which I read prior to picking that one up because his writing is just fantastic. But I did finish it, so I can tick another book off. I am so far behind my Goodreads goal. I had the ambitious goal of reading 100 books this year, and even with like beta reading and alpha reading, I don't think I'm going to make 100, but it is what it is. We'll keep going and just see how many we get, but it has been a fairly slow reading year for me. I also made it to page 71 of Infernos. There's 184 pages in the first book, which is what I would like to read this month. Relatively slow going because it is an older translation, and I'm just trying to take my time with it, reread passages if I don't understand it, and look, some of it is still lost on me, I'm not gonna lie, but I am grasping a lot more of it than I have previously. So Dante is following a poet through the levels of hell, and I think he's trying to find his love Beatrice, who's like calling. I could be completely wrong in that, and I'm happy to be corrected if anyone actually knows what's going on. But we went through the first 3 or 4 levels of hell, and then we sort of got sidetracked, and now we're going through various stages of hell. He's not allowed to go down into the next level, but each chapter sort of talks about either people or one of the 7 deadly sins or concepts of Christianity, and it is quite interesting. There are some really beautiful passages in here, but like I said, I'm not sure I'm 100% grasping everything that the Inferno has to offer, which is why I wanted to do this in a buddy read so that other people could either A, be confused with me, or B, be smarter than me and tell me what was going on. But I'm enjoying it. It's just very slow going. And I think tonight, to give my brain a bit of a break, I'm going to pick up my beta read, which I was going to wait until May to do. But this is Rob Lee's beta. The name is really cool, but it is escaping my brain at the moment. It's got something to do with a heavy metal bard, and I'm all about that. So I might start that tonight while Rachel is working away on the website. We're trying to get this website launched in the next few weeks, and we're pretty close to being there, which is very exciting. Got some testimonials done up. But yeah, that is what I am reading at the moment. That's the update. I love watching all these. I just watched the latest books with Brittany's vlog, and she's so good at vlogging and she reads so much, and I'm like, here are the same 3 books I've been reading for the entire week. But anyway, I will catch you in the next update. It may be more the Divine Comedy, it may be a little bit of a chat about the beta, but I'll see you in probably another day. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday the 30th. We've got 2 more days of this vlog, including today. I have my coffee and my oats are cooling on the bench. I started a beta read last night for Rob Lee called Performances of a Death Metal Bard, and it is so fun. It's a quick little novella. It has a heavy metal playlist that you listen to as you're reading the book, and the novella is broken up into performances. So each performance of Mandy, or Mandius, who we're following, and there's a reference there, a lot of heavy metal references or metal references throughout the novella, and it's just a lot of fun. It's such a breath of fresh air. It's like this mix of campy fantasy story where you're following a bard who's a little bit out there, a little bit eccentric, but he plays heavy metal music. He doesn't play traditional bard music. So he's been looking for an instrument that can really like produce the sound that he's looking for, and he finds this lute, and this lute happens to be somewhat possessed. And like there's now like a mystery element that we're going to go and find people who have done this lute wrong, or whoever is possessing the lute wrong. Anyway, it's kind of wild. I'm about halfway through. I should finish it today and send the report off to the author, but having a really fun time with it. And I also did get to the halfway point of Dante's Inferno, so I should be able to read a bit more of that today as well. But now I've got to eat breakfast and log into work. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday afternoon. What is time? Since I started working Tuesday, Saturday, I have no idea what day it is anymore. Ari's in the bedroom and the bed is not made. Let's look this way. I lost a day somehow. I thought we had 31 days in the month. That's just how wild the month of April has been. Moving into the house, doing all the kidney stuff, whatever. So we'll end the clip here. I didn't finish anything else. The only thing I finished in this vlog was the short story collection, but that's fine. Sometimes we have months like that. I did read another 40 pages of Inferno today. We're up to the 8th circle of hell, which is depicting fraud. So yeah, we're in the 8th ring. There's definitely been more exploration of the levels of hell. I feel like the first few cantos, I think they're called, happened really quickly, and by the time we got to hell in the first circle, like the first 3 cantos after that were all the first 3 levels, but then it really started slowing down and exploring these concepts. So I called in a friend to give me some more understanding as I was going through. It's not that I'm not understanding the words, I'm just needing a little bit of help with the emphasis behind them. And I should have realized how much Christian allegory this is. It's basically this man's journey to find God throughout the levels. It's been really enjoyable so far. I'm glad I'm reading it. I'm glad I'm doing it slowly as well, because it is taking a bit to sink into my brain. I will definitely not finish this one tonight. I basically made the decision to stop now at 40 pages for the day, and I'm going to, later tonight, I've got a reading sprint, and I'm going to go on with a beta read for Rob Lee, which I was talking about this morning. So I should finish that one tonight, which will be fun. I'm having a lot of fun with the performances of a death metal bard. You can really hear Ari wherever she is in this house. On the hallway, on her, on the hardwood floors. She thinks it's dinner time. It's 20 minutes to dinner time, so she has to wait. But she will bully me from now until 5 p.m. But I'm going to go finish up my work day, cook dinner. Tonight is vegan bolognese, so I will go and do that, and then do my reading sprint, and that'll be it for the month. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I feel like I'm a little bit rusty in the old vlogging sphere. All right, Ari, calm down. But I do enjoy it, so hopefully this will be another monthly thing. We'll go back to doing it monthly. There you go. Go on your very expensive chair. Yeah, if you like the content, give one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.